There's something so nefarious and scary about the fact that Ty Lies, aka Tyler, can go through this whole marriage situation, say his vows, do his little fake Drake stuff while he cry, and not feel bad. Stay tuned. Also, my Wisa stand up. All right, welcome to another episode of Claire Here. We are discussing the wedding episode. Finally, we are here. Thank you guys so much for your support and patience, because I know y'all tired of seeing Love is Blind. I got 2 more videos. I'm going to talk about Pretty Privilege and Love is Blind. Catch that definitely in the later part of today. But I just really want to thank you guys again for supporting me as a small content creator who's basically starting anew. I started off as a hair creator. It's definitely been enlightening to see that you guys will support me even in this video. Okay. First things first, we open up the scene with Mawisa and what's his name? Ramses. All I see, whenever I see Ramses, all I see is this. This is all I see. Whenever I see Ramses, like he'll be talking, and I'm just like, like that's all I see. When she cried, that was a little girl crying for her father. Like, there's a different types of cries, maybe because I'm a little bit more seasoned, but that's a different type of cry. Like, if your man cheat on you, that's a different type of cry. If your man leave you, that's a different type of cry. But that was a cry. She sounds like when my niece cried when we take her back to her parents for the weekend. Like, that's a child's cry. And there's something so sinister about the fact that Ramses sat there and was just like, I just don't know, like other people said that it wasn't a good idea. I was like, listen, this would have been approved maybe if you're in your 20s, but you're in your 30s. I could literally have a conversation with somebody and I already categorize you in my head. Acquaintance, possible friend, someone I just say hello to, someone I share a drink with. I automatically like have that in my head of like what type of relationship I'm going to have with you. So you knew off rip that you didn't want to wear a jacket when it's time for time. You knew off rip that you didn't like the fact that she was in the military. And like I was saying before in my previous video, like when it comes to the military, you'll be back. So it's just like, you already know that was a possibility that she would be going back to the military, and you still sat up there and was like, oh my God, I'm gonna, like, at the end of the day, you knew you did not want her as your wife from the day you laid eyes on her. Now, you want to get certain benefits from being on the show, but you didn't want her. When she said, are you sure? A lot of people would say, oh, that was so pathetic. I was like, you gotta understand, like, everybody, unfortunately, has to go through a Ramses breakup. I had a Ramses breakup, but I was playing him on the side. But I've had a Ramses breakup before too, and like it feels like your heart is crying, so I get where she's coming from. But me personally, like, I just want her, I don't care about anything else, like off rip, like just from like a true girl's girl. I want Marissa, if she's watching this video, to know you are more than enough. You're not too much. Your positive attitude, there's someone craving it. Like I said, as someone too, like I just naturally have like a positive attitude, energy. It is not too much, my fellow fire sign. It is not too much. You will find somebody, or you'll find a new love for yourself. Also, her mom, I already know her mom because her mom was called during it, blah, blah. And I could just imagine her mom being like, as soon as I just imagine her just sharpening, what's wrong with these scissors from Hercules? I just imagine her just sharpening her scissors, because she said she was going to cut his meatballs off. Okay. She said that. I have on here too, they continue to talk in riddles even towards the end. I just feel like there's certain, but then I was like, listen, baby, I'm 33. My temper is well organized now, but I can tell you, like, you need to get to the point. Okay. You need to get to the point. I don't know what was going on. They were talking in riddles, and I was like, okay, so are y'all breaking up or not? At one point I was watching, I was like, are y'all breaking up or no? Because there was like a lot of, and then I just can't see myself. And at the end of the day, Ramses did her a big favor, because this was going to happen. Ramses is going to go on to marry somebody who he doesn't really mess with. He's going to look back and say, dang, I wish I would have done it with Marissa. Because Ramses, let me tell you a little secret about Ramses. Ramses going to get married again. He's going to get married again. I promise you. I wouldn't be surprised if this time next year, he's like, he has an engagement, or you see a photo. I promise you, mark my words, today, October 20, whatever. He's gonna get married. Okay, next couple, we're gonna go to the most beautiful couple I've seen is Taylor and Garrett. First of all, their synchronicity was crazy because like even when if I noticed that when they're both getting ready at the church, like she's wearing white sneakers and then he's also wearing white the white Chucks. I thought that was really cute. I feel like they've grown as a couple. I feel like this is not the Garrett and Taylor that we met. I loved her parents' relationship to her. Like I love that parental relationship. Like you can tell like her dad, like she could have said, "Dad, I want to be a trash bag," and he would have supported her. Like her dad really, I can feel the love through the screen. I can feel the love through the screen. I can feel the love with her mom. I can feel the love with her mom, like her relationship with her parents, vice versa too, like with Garrett's parents, like his parents as well. Like, you know, I just felt like the emotional tie. Like I just felt like I was emotionally tied. I felt like they got past the answered text message, which like I said, like I think people sat there and said she was doing too much. I was like, me personally, I feel like she still has a little bit, she still has a little bit of a trust issue, which should make sense because she was cheated on. But I do feel like her holding his feet to the fire and her basically holding him accountable, he ain't gonna try that issue again. Because one thing I've learned about men is just that men, they do well to punishment. I'm sorry, but it's kind of like if you it's kind of like for Valentine's Day, if he misses it and you make a big deal and you like pretty much like, hey, you act like da-da-da, I promise you the next Valentine's Day he's gonna be on point. Like men do very well to punishment. Sorry, that doesn't mean DV. Let's be respectful. But I'm just saying, like, you need to come to them. You can't sit there like, I'm just gonna be quiet all day. I'm not gonna tell them what's wrong. No, you need to come to them. Like that's what I said. Mean Girls. They said I don't like saying that word. Female dog are the main ones who are married. It is correct because you need to come correctly and hold his feet to the fire. And I like that they did that. Her wedding dress was A1. I really love Taylor's style. Like we would be friends just off of style, like because she's one of those people where I can tell like she's what I call a fashion leader. Rihanna, fashion leader. Zendaya, fashion leader. Taylor, fashion leader. Fashion leader are basically, I consider myself a fashion leader as well. We tell you what's trending and you follow, pretty much. Okay, and there's just a uniqueness that I just love her style, and it's really indicative of just her overall personality. Like Taylor, like her father said, I feel like Taylor's my gift to the world. I was just like, thank you. Like this woman's formidable. She's amazing. I feel like the reason why she wasn't married up until then is because that there wasn't anybody out there, okay, that deserved her. Let's keep it a buck. But the moment that I liked really a lot was Taylor's dad basically helping Garrett with the bow tie. And he was saying how like when his brother passed, Taylor supported him and he started breaking down. And like he was just saying a lot of good advice. It just felt very genuine. I just feel like even though we didn't get much time with the dad, which the dad is adorable, you know, there's a lot of synchronicity with they got married on 13th, they get married on 13th, like there's a lot of that. But just overall, like I'm very good. Maybe that's just from being seasoned, like I'm very good on peeping if emotions are real or not. I felt like when he said she was with her with my brother, I felt my heart was going, like my heart was like beating so fast because I was like, oh my goodness, like I can only imagine, you know, you losing your brother and your daughter's there to see her uncle go. Like it was just, you know, the fact like that. And then I have on here too, I think I wrote it down. There's tough days coming. You want to make sure that the person next to you is someone who can really like go through those storms with you. And I felt like the advice was just so genuine. I felt like this is one of those marriages that y'all better leave them alone. Okay, do not go in either of their DMs. I know they're both attractive. Do not go in either of their DMs. You ever see a couple that they're so pure, we just leave them alone? They're kind of like Lauren. I feel like with Lauren and Cameron, leave them alone. Do not go into their DMs. Leave them alone. Okay. I wonder when they're gonna have. Shh. There are certain couples we just don't touch. I'm gonna consider it the Garretts. I don't know what Garrett's last name is, but we're not touching them. We're not bothering. Leave them alone. Okay. Like they're literally they're just so perfect for each other. Like I just don't understand how we have the same casting agents who are responsible for Taylor and Garrett, same responsible for Wamsi's. It's crazy for me. Like I don't understand. Like, how were they in the same scoop? Like, how were they in the same scoop of rice? But I wish them well. I can't wait to see them at the reunion. Let's get to the elephant in the room. Tyler and Ashley. First things first. When Ashley's dad came and gave his little raggedy advice, I was like, this kind of reminds me of Clay's father. Twin, where have you been? Like, literally, Ashley's father and Clay's father have the same energy. You can't tell me different. You can't tell me anything. They have the same energy. Because the advice that, here's Taylor's dad, Mr. Dickinson. Bad weather makes you appreciate good weather. I disagree. Flag on the play. Why are we going through bad weather before we even have any weather at all? It started off bad. It's different if you're already out to sea and you had a couple of months it was good, but it's starting off bad. You're starting off in a hurricane, okay? You're starting off in a hurricane. I still, to this day, I don't like, there's something so scary, nefarious, and triggering to me that Tyler can go through all this sans conscience. Like, basically, no, without conscience. Like, he doesn't even feel bad. He doesn't feel bad. A regular person, like, oh my God, like, I put her through all this. I really don't mean this. I'm really scamming. Alleged. But you're trying to sit here and tell me you did all that. You don't feel bad? Like, forget Love is Blind. We need Tyler at the Oscars. He's one of the best actors I know. To sit there and truly, he cried. And me, I'm not a fan of men crying at weddings. Not for what you think. I love when men express their emotions. But I've always thought whenever a man cries at a wedding, it's performative. I don't know. I just think it's performative. Safari cried. Look what Safari is putting Erica in her middle forehead through. Look what they're putting her through, okay? Like, I just feel like there's just a lot that I'm scared of people like that can truly lie to that depth. Because at least be like, I lied to you, but I felt bad. But no, he's just in his green outfit, green outfit for money because he's getting money. So we find out that Ashley has a strained relationship with her father, which I figured out. Okay, I can sense when there's a strained father relationship. I'm Haitian. I've seen. Okay. I feel like when she said, oh, well, when my father figure passed away, I got to get to know him for what he is and not who he is. And like the mom kind of like hinted toward it a little bit. I was just like, all you're doing is telling her that she's recreating generational. People always think generational trauma is like DV. Generational trauma can be a mindset because what it looks like to me is Ashley is becoming her mom because she's going to be dealing with Tyler/her dad's cheating. It's the same thing. Like literally people be saying if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. They're not even repeating it. This is copy and paste. Repeating is like there's room for mistake. This is a copy and paste operation. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear that Ashley finds out about the cheating and is just like, oh, I know, to me, marriage means forever with the longevity of my parents. Is like, I know, but during that longevity, how happy were you? There's been plenty of times where I've worked at a job for 6 months and they've treated me better than certain jobs I worked at for years. It means nothing. Same thing with friendship. I have some friends that I've made in the last 2 years that they're so remarkable compared to my friends I've known for almost a decade. Not even close. Time means nothing, okay, but it's also everything. So I don't know. I wish her the best. I didn't put much notes because I feel like at the end of the day, oh yeah, I hate her dress. It looks very matronly. But at the end of the day, I feel like she made her choice. She's gonna stand beside him. But if I see the reunion next week, if I open the app and I see her in tie lies holding hands, I don't know what to do. I don't know I might just end up just turning off the TV and just staring in the corner, just sit there and stare in the corner. Because I promise, if I open this app and I see her and him are holding hands, I was like, listen. At the end of the day, just real quick, as like I said, when it comes to discernment, when it comes to intuition, he sat there and lied about having kids. That's big. This is your child. Like I mentioned my nieces several different times, of course, not by name, but It's because you care about them so much. You created 3 people and you can't even mention them. You're telling me you don't care about them. Okay? All right. So I'm going to do my overall Love is Blind season 7 review. First things first. They should have had the reunion on Halloween. I mean, what's scarier than knowing that people like Tyler walk the earth? What's scarier than that? I don't think there's anything scarier than that. I don't think there's anything scarier than the fact that people like Tyler walk the earth. He's lying in plain sight, and he's trying to gaslight. He's trying to gaslight everyone, including Ashley, into doing that. That's why I said, like, sometimes, like, these men will purposely, no offense, they will purposely marry women who they know they can get one over on. Because if you have discernment, if you have a certain level, if you have discernment, if you have like a certain level of just a community around you that's gonna call him out, he's not gonna marry you. That's why, like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but like whenever I see people and it's like, oh my God, how come I'm not married? You're not dumb enough. Can I say that? Okay. You're not dumb enough. Not calling Ashley dumb. I'm not saying that because, like I said, she probably doesn't know. Like someone like the Libra he is. No offense, but like the Libra he is. Libras are very good at lying. Okay, they're really good at it. It doesn't fool me because I don't like air signs anyway. Sorry, but they're really good at lying. And if you're a person who is entertained by love bombing, they got you. I don't take love bombing someone will sit there and say, oh my God, Claire, I just love this and love that about you. Like I don't do well with love bombing. So that's why it's very hard to trick me, because if you're a person who you respond to love bombing, they got you. I can't snap. They got you. Okay. Because it's going to be very easy to get one over on you because you're not going to question anything as long as the compliments keep coming in. Okay. But I do feel like there should be a certain level of grace applied to Mawisa, applied to Ashley, because like I said, like they're going on the show thinking that they're doing the vetting process so they can truly be vulnerable. Like I really feel like, I know people are quick to say, oh my God, like they're so dumb. I was like, I feel like there is a level that you're going to be vulnerable because you did this. Like it's kind of like you living in an HOA neighborhood and you find out people are jacking cars and, you know, being not nice to people. You're gonna be like, well, dang, like I thought the HOA vetted this whole situation out. So when you come in there and you see that there's still issues going on, then you're gonna get mad and be like, oh, okay, well, I was vulnerable because you said you had my protection. It's kind of like having a security system and it's not working. Like you're supposed to vet, like whoever's in charge of the casting, whoever was in charge of the casting knew about it. How can we sit there and find information within? I can literally find information about anybody within seconds. Give me 30 minutes and a coconut water, I got you. I got whoever you need to find. And I'm no one. I'm just someone who's very meticulous and who can pick up on stuff. So you're trying to tell me you have a whole process? I literally was working at a job where they did, like, the background check was so deep. They're like, oh, how's your prescription doing? They knew I wear glasses. Do you know how crazy that is? So imagine you got Netflix money, baby. You're trying to tell me you didn't do no background check. No check of birth certificate name cross-reference. Birth certificate is public records. Who signed the birth certificate? Let's keep it a bit. Let's keep it a butt. It's nothing. Especially if it's that level of background check. You can get them unsealed if they're sealed. Let's keep it a buck. Y'all knew what time it was, because why was every episode edited talking about kids? Because at one point I was like, dang, like Shay could have said something there. They edited it a certain way. I edit my videos and I can tell you I edit what I want y'all to see. So imagine if you have Netflix money. I also have on here, and this is my final thing. Can y'all please shut up? Like, I know it sounds very mean, but I mean it. Like, the fact that I knew who was going to get married way beforehand, or at least was hinted, I was like, why can't you, like, I promise you, Love is Blind has to be one of the top shows where spoilers are instantaneous. Like, to me, I feel like if it's the same day of the episode, let's say episodes got released at 3 a.m. So, you know, for the people who don't have jobs and live with their parents, those people watching it at 3 a.m., that's fine. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Those people watching at 3 a.m., that's fine. This is the same day of the episode. Anything's fair game. But I'm talking about, like, y'all don't even be giving us the fortnight to watch the episode. We know everything. I was like, what is going on? Y'all can't wait? Like, I thought it was standard. I thought the code was we give people 72 hours. at the max to watch something before we start discussing on social media. Like, so many spoilers were left and right, which I think is not fair, because why are other people getting access? Why are other people getting access to these episodes? Like, this didn't make any sense. But I just really want to talk, and this will tie me into my next episode about pretty privilege. Do I think love is blind? I think love can make you blind, because there's something so scary and eerie, like that. Like, the sound of Marissa crying from her heart hurt me, yo. And I don't even know her like that. Like, I literally have down here, like, she cried from her heart. Like, that's different. It's different when you're like, oh my God, I can't believe. Like, she cried from her. I sounded like it literally sounded like a little girl crying. It sounded like a little girl crying. And it sucks because of the fact she's such an amazing person. I don't know her personally, but like, she's just such an amazing soul. I just feel like she's got to decide what's more important to her, because at one point, I felt like she just kept changing for him. And I was just like, listen, if you don't want to cut these 2 dreads, if you don't want to cut them, like, you shouldn't do anything. Like, one thing about men that I can say that I take note from is that men, when it comes down to what they want, they don't settle. They don't. So if they want somebody who's dark skinned with a big booty, or light skinned with a slim leg or whatever, that's the only thing they're going to talk to. Women were just like, I mean, he's not as tall or he's not as rich as I want, but the love will help the difference. No, men don't do that. Men take you as is. So if you're not fine to them, they're not going to wait for you to get fine. Women were like, okay, well, he doesn't have enough money. Let me work. Let me build the potential. Men don't do that. You got to be fine off rip. Okay? You may not be as fine because age didn't, wine you out. But I promise you, I've never met a guy who sit there and say, oh, I can work with. No. It's fine from start. Okay? I feel like the show, this is season 7. I can see the show getting to season 10. This is good TV. One of the top rated shows on Netflix. This is excellent TV. And I know a lot of people were saying how, like, oh my God, Garrett and Taylor were so boring. Their love so boring. I was like, listen, I'm terrified for the next generations. Like for Gen Z, and of course, Gen Alpha is too young, but I'm terrified for them, for their love lives in the future, because a lot of y'all do not know how to date. You don't know how to vet, and everything's based on aesthetic, because y'all want to be able to post your partner and say, oh, look how fine my partner is, no matter what this person, man or woman, could just be being mean to you behind the scenes, doesn't like your personality, they could be doing all these things, but as long as they look good next to you. It's the same thing with friendship. Like me, like if you ever look at my friends, like my friends are very diverse. Like I go by spirit. And I also go by commitment, because there's sometimes like some women, they just want to be associated with you because you look good, we look good together. But I go by commitment. If I find myself consistently making plans for us and you don't do anything, I will unsubscribe you to me real quick. Okay? So same thing with Love is Blind. Like I feel like just a lot of y'all are getting with people who look good and then be like, oh my God, this person broke my heart, but they fine, right? Like, you need to really be focused on, can this person match me? Like, I truly feel like even, with Hannah and Buddy, we'll talk about that more in the next episode, but even with Hannah and Nicholas Dorcas, okay. Even with Hannah and Nick, like I feel like if she would have looked past his looks that she said, which I think he's cute, but if she would have looked past his looks and actually wanted to work with him, I feel like they could have been a decent couple. But she could not get past the fact that he didn't look like Henry Cavill and that she wasn't the type. Because I promise you, I know plenty of men who are drop dead, like God took their time, attractive, and they got some woman trying to build them up as we speak. But she was like, you don't got your stuff together and you're not attracted to me, man. Like I really feel like it's because she wasn't attracted to him. Because I feel like they could have literally learned together, because she's also immature as well. They could have grew together and they had a long engagement, not ready for marriage, either of them. But I do say my final thought is that I really feel like they need to start getting people on the show that actually want to be married. Ramses needs a therapist. Maui-san needs a therapist. We all need therapy after watching that season. I need a therapist, a new one for this season. Just from watching like a separate one for my regular issues, just to have one for Love is Blind, because it felt like we were just going through so many emotions. But don't forget to subscribe, share. It's Claire.